Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. I'm Kale and I'm incredibly influential.
And I'm Maxwell, and I'm highly successful.
Today is Friday, the 2nd of June, 2023, as we are recording this, and we got something real special to talk about because we just saw Spider-Man into the, or not into,
Across the Spider-Verse.
yes,
There you
into
go.
the
You
first
nailed it.
movie. Yeah, that already happened. And you know what? I'm gonna say,
You're gonna
uh,
you're gonna come out.
I'm gonna come out and say it. I said it before. I'll say it again, and I will die on this hill. Into the Spider Verse is not in the top 3 Spider-Man movies. It's not.
It,
I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. It isn't.
this is
Um,
different from Across the Spider-Verse.
and Across the Spider Verse also isn't in the top 3 Spider-Man movies. But you know what? It's pretty good. It's yeah. I'd say it's pretty solid. Do you want to just jump into it?
Well, is jumping into it just saying it's not top three Spider-Man movies?
I mean, well, I wanted to get into like why I think that.
Then get into it.
All right, let's get it. Let's jump. Well, what are your thoughts overall? What would you say?
That was a good movie.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Number one, first thing I noticed. First thing I noticed in this entire film, the audio mixing was some of the worst I've ever heard in my entire life. The audio mixing was so fucking bad in this movie.
For
For like the dialogue, you can't hear it over the music.
oh,
Like it's the worst I've seen since Interstellar. Interstellar had some really bad audio mixing, and this was fucking as bad, if not worse.
I mean there is some stuff that I would say were hard to piece out in the dialogue, but I'd say most of it was pretty intelligible.
It
But
was
I see your point.
yeah, that first scene was
Like
really bad.
there's some music that kind of like overpowers the speech.
Yeah,
But
it it seems very amateurish, right? Like it just seems unprofessional that they would let it released like that. I hope they patch it. I hope they release like an update, like across the Spider Verse.
patch
Um,
notes.
yeah, one patch notes fix the fucking audio mixing because it was absolutely terrible. Right? Like I don't even like notice that most of the time. Right? Best like when they used to do the Oscars for best sound mixing, um I used to be like, fucking okay, sure, I guess. Seems like a fucking waste of a category. I'm glad they got rid of it. So when I tell you I noticed it, that means that they did something wrong. Audio mixing is like, uh, it's like having clean underwear, right? Like if you've got clean underwear on, you won't even notice it. But if you've got dirty underwear on, you will notice it. And if you notice it, that's the problem. How you know it's a problem.
I suppose so.
That being said, both the score and the soundtrack were fucking great. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
really good soundtrack.
really good score. That was the one that jumped out at me was the score. Um,
Yeah, those are two different things,
yeah,
obviously.
Spider-Man
But
2099 had a very good theme. I liked his like synth wave type shit. It very adequately explained what he was all about, and how menacing he is. Um, yeah, so those two were both fucking phenomenal. Um, the art direction was also pretty good, pretty solid. I liked it. There was less of that thing that they had in the last movie where like a bunch of stuff was like out of focus for some reason. Like it was like
yeah,
blurry and shit.
I think
Uh,
it might have been a stylistic choice.
I know it's a stylistic choice. I think it's a dumb stylistic choice, and I'm glad they fixed it. Um, yeah, they fixed that. Uh, how did you feel about the performances? Did anyone really stick out to you?
Um, the guy who played Miles,
Yep, Shamik did a good job there.
yeah,
Uh,
he was definitely delivering his all. I think Oscar Isaac was also good in
I
this.
I think this was Haley Steinfeld's movie. I think last movie was Shamik's. I think this movie was Haley's. She did a really phenomenal job in like both of her monologues, both of her big monologues. I feel like they just did a really good job, and the chemistry was really there with Shamik. You know, even though they gave him like less to do this movie, the chemistry was still there. It was still really solid. Um, how do you feel about the? Well, I don't want to get into the casting until like spoilers, but some good casting there. Um, uh, I noticed we're swearing in kids movies again.
Yeah, every now and often.
Yeah, we've gone back to Transformers 1986. Well, maybe we will eventually, because they got away with literally they got away with murder in that movie.
Not
Uh,
really. They had like two swear words.
but literally they got away with oh shit, what are we gonna do now?
Yeah, in Transformers.
No, 1986. This was like
Yeah,
PG.
we're talking about the same movie.
Yeah, I know, and I'm just saying they back in the 80s they got away with saying oh shit, what are we gonna do now in a fucking kids movie. But they also got away with murdering all of the fucking main cast in fucking in the show. So
Yeah, so you're gonna have to ask what's gonna traumatize kids more when they see
definitely
it.
the Optimus Prime death. Definitely that. Um, I think they had to add in a thing at the end where they were like Optimus Prime will return because he did come back in the show. Um,
I don't think it was initially planned. I
no,
think
it wasn't. But I think later on in like different home releases they added that in. Um, yeah, I don't know. Did you have any non-spoiler notes that you wanted to get into?
um other than like general critiques of the audio of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
uh I'd say that this movie is a step up in animation
Yeah, I
from
would I would say that too.
like the technology they have just gets keeps getting pushed further.
Yeah, I'll go into that in the spoiler territory, but there was some things that were really interesting animation wise that just involve spoilers. So I want to talk about it then. But yeah, I think this was overall good movie, better than Spider-Verse 1. Um go see it. Yeah.
Yeah, a step up from Spider-Verse 1.
Yeah, we're
So,
getting we're spoiled with some good animation. Overall, I think I'll give it like seven and a half, 7.5 out of 10.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty high for you.
No, no. I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna make you rewatch Indiana Jones with me, and you'll see what a high score for me is. Cause
Okay.
7.5 is 7.5. It was a good fucking time. It was a good fucking time. I would rewatch it. Um, yeah, good time. Definitely fun.
It's a pretty
Uh,
long movie.
it is. It felt rather long. Um,
It's because it is
yeah,
long.
I'll go into that. I want to make a comparison to another movie that I saw, but that I saw this year. But like, I want to. Yeah, I want to go into that later. But holy shit, yeah, it was a long ass movie, and it was. If you've got the patience for it, I would say go in, see it. You will be mostly entertained all the way through.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot to appreciate in this
yes,
movie.
yeah. There's always something to appreciate. There's not uh like I will say that through every second of the movie, there's at least one good thing going on. So you will enjoy it. No, I'd say let's get into spoilers.
All right.
Um, I think the first thing we have to talk about is holy shit, there was a lot of fan service in this movie. There was a lot of fan service in this movie.
I mean, it's the Spider-Man IP, right? And
Yeah,
also the they just they just had more opportunity to do that with
yes,
the focus of the movie.
yeah, but holy shit, there was a lot, right? Fucking, which was your favorite one? Which was your favorite one?
Um,
I think we'll say the same thing.
I don't know. Uh, I liked a lot of the Insomniac references.
Yeah,
They
all
had a
right.
lot.
Though, yeah, I'll say I have something about that, but yeah,
Okay,
seeing and hearing the Insomniac Spider-Man was awesome.
you want me to rank them from like the best? It's
Give me your top
probably
three. Give me your top three.
um Andrew Garfield.
Yeah,
What do we? How do we
Toby,
follow that?
probably Toby, right?
Yeah, but I feel like it wasn't the same. It's just, I mean, like both are in the movie.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
that was fucking dope. That was
Yeah,
fucking dope. Um, and your number one?
well, definitely Andrew Garfield. But I mean,
Okay,
when you,
yeah,
what else is there? I mean, I don't know. There's so much.
there's a lot.
They've,
Can I give you my top three?
all right.
Um, I would give Toby and Andrew the tied spot for number two. I would say number three is probably uh Childish Gambino as Prowler. Finally,
Yeah, I heard.
finally,
So he plays Prowler in like an
Homecoming.
animated. Oh,
Oh, he
oh, I
also, yeah,
see.
he has also played it in the animated one, I think.
I believe he's in the Tim Allen uh cartoon of some sort. But
Yeah. Um
he
but yeah,
is he is represented.
yeah, cuz we got to see him in the MCU, but like he wasn't even like close to like actual Prowler. He was in just like a um like purple or like he was not in his like purple stuff. I think he was in I think the shirt he was in had like purple stripes and that was about it. Um but yeah, he was in Homecoming. And that was fun. And he brought up Miles.
He's got a nephew.
Yeah, he brought up his nephew. Um that was cool. And then but yeah, we got to actually see him, do it like in the costume. And that was the outside of the Earth 1999 reference, talking about Doctor Strange, um that was the only MCU thing in this movie was seeing Childish Gambino. But that was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
And
I mean the small nod to the MCU is also cool.
yeah, I would say my number one choice for um best fan service is they've continued the running gag from, or I guess not running gag, but like running theme, running pattern of J. Jonah Jameson is always J.K. Simmons, and fucking God bless the they got like archived footage from like from the Raimi films for the Lego dimension, which I also thought was really fucking cool.
That was.
Um, and uh, he's in Miles's dimension. He's in Earth 42, the one without a Spider-Man. Yeah, he's everywhere, and it's so fucking cool. I love J. Jonah Jameson so much, and I love J.K. Simmons. I love J.K.
Yeah,
Simmons in general, but I love him specifically as uh, J. Jonah Jameson. That's probably my favorite role that he's ever done. Honestly, he's so good. Um,
yeah. He's very good.
yeah, I would say. Oh, another thing we got. I don't know if you noticed this, but 2/3 of the Lonely Island were in this movie.
Like his characters.
Yes, Ben Riley was Andy Samberg. I don't know if you noticed that. And uh, Vulture, the Vulture from the beginning of the movie, was played by
Yes.
Jorma Taccone. So the only uh, uh, member of the Lonely Island who we didn't get was Akiva Schaffer, and we would have had a Lonely Island reunion, and I think that would have been cool.
Yeah, maybe he'll be in the next one.
Maybe, yeah, yeah. And they have definitely set it up for uh, a sequel, and I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
I feel like really, I don't know. I remember the information reveal that this was, one part of two was
I did not hear that.
announced. Oh,
Yeah, I did not go into it knowing that. Um, what else? What else? What else? Oh, yeah. What was some fan service you would have liked to have seen but didn't get?
um, I don't know. There's like a lot in that movie that even I didn't like know or get because I haven't tapped into that deep of the Spider-Man
Mythos,
medium.
lore type
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
I would say the three things that I would either most want to see in a sequel, or would most want to would have most liked to have seen in this movie were again Akiva Schaffer for a Lonely Island reunion. Um,
Yes, just because
yeah,
gotta
Tom
complete
Holland,
it.
Tom Holland, and my number one pick would be Insomniac Miles. Right? Wouldn't that be cool? Because like there's already Insomniac Peter. Wouldn't it be cool to see Insomniac Miles? I think that'd be
I
cool.
mean, I'm already pretty big on what it is.
Yeah. I think maybe in the trilogy. I think at the end of the trilogy it would be cool to see like Miles hanging out with other Miles, right? Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
Yeah, they had another live action cameo. There was there was a fourth live action cameo. I can't remember
Yes,
exactly what.
Venom. It was Mrs. Chen from Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of pull from like different franchises into this movie.
Yeah.
It's like kind of out
I
there. Like
They went
it's
balls to the wall with it. They
yeah.
absolutely went balls to the wall with it.
They
And
they were like very aware of the like how far back their material can go, and they tapped into it
yes,
for making this movie.
we had
And
like the '60s show. I
it
noticed
was a
that.
it
That
was
was
a
cool.
it was a pretty good balance, I would say.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's very impressive.
yeah. I really liked um how in the first one everyone came from their own dimension and they all had their own art styles, right? Um
Yeah,
uh but when they um but like now in this movie, right? They've gone completely balls to the wall with it. So live action characters, they're doing a fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right? Like fucking uh uh what's his name? Fucking Mrs. Chen, right? Interacting with the Spot. Prowler talking with the other Spider-Man and like the other villains and shit, you know? That was really cool. The Lego one, just the idea of like the Lego one interacting with the other ones.
yeah, it being in the same like
Yeah.
universe as the 2D animated.
Yes.
Nice.
Hobie, Spider Punk. Um, he was pretty cool. I thought he was gonna betray them. Honestly, I did. I thought he was gonna betray them, but he didn't. He was just cool.
Yeah, he
Um,
just kind of was that kind of Spider-Man.
yeah. Did you know that Hobie Brown is another version of the Prowler as well? He's like the original version.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was kind of interesting.
And then they made him the secret identity of Spider-Punk.
Yeah. And did you know who voiced him?
No, but his voice was familiar.
I was saying that too, right? And that's because the person who voices him usually does an American accent. I'll give you three guesses. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. I'll give you three guesses.
All right, can you like give a hint?
Obviously, they didn't make it like blackface, so it is an actor of color.
Um, I don't know. I really can't think of anybody.
It's it's um it's Get Out from Get Out. It's Daniel
Oh,
Kaluuya from Get
Daniel
Out.
Kaluuya.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. I totally did not recognize him when he was doing like his British accent. Like holy shit, because he's just been in so many different things with an American accent, right? He was in Get Out, like I said. He was in
Yeah,
um
no, he has a natural accent, but he
yeah
like never uses it in his roles.
yeah Bad Miracle, whatever movie that was. Um, whatever the fuck that was. I did not want to see that at all, honestly. Um, but yeah, he was in that one. Yeah, and he always just goes full American, and it was really odd to see. Oh, he's also done like an African accent in the first Black Panther, but other than that, yeah, he yeah, nothing. I never heard him do a British accent, and it was so weird, but it was really cool. He was honestly kind of stand out. He was pretty funny. Um, Jake Johnson is back. How'd you feel about that?
Who does he play?
616 Peter. Uh, Definitely like normal Peter, like
B.
Spider Man.
Parker?
Yes, Peter Parker, Spider Man. Uh, Dilf Spider Man. We'll call him Dilf Spider Man. Stroller Candy Spider Man. Um,
Yeah, I'm
I
a
think
father,
yeah,
Spider-Man.
I think he got way less to do in this movie. Um, and he did really good in the first movie. I think Jake Johnson doesn't get enough credit as like an actor. He gets a lot of like comedic stuff, but he doesn't get enough credit as like an actual actor. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I think he was still given quite a bit to do in this movie, but he was definitely like a tertiary character.
yeah, he did not have enough screen time. Thanks, taskbar. My taskbar is telling me to launch the new Bing from my taskbar. Go
The
fuck
new Bang.
yourself. Yeah,
Haha.
it's like AI powered now. How about you use that AI to figure out that nobody fucking cares about Bing? Jesus. But yeah, no, Peter B Peter B Parker was really good in the first movie. Not quite as good here because he didn't get a lot of screen time, but he was
Yeah, I mean,
really good in that first movie.
he only shows up well into halfway through the movie, so
Yeah,
it makes sense.
yeah. Speaking of runtime, this movie sort of reminded me of like John Wick Part 4, where they were like they're fitting in like so much going into it, right? But like as in John Wick Part 4, I was like, okay, are they just gonna like do this? Because I wasn't feeling the length of the movie, right? Like I didn't realize how long it was until like after I came out, and I was like, oh shit, that was pretty long. But like with John Wick Part 4, I think it felt longer, but also they were like they fit in the whole story. They didn't leave it open for like a cliffhanger, right? They just fit in the whole story there cuz I thought it was going to end. I thought John Wick 4 was going to end when they were like, "All right, we're going to go to you're in Paris now. You're going to have to fight to stay alive for the rest of the night to get to the duel at sunrise." I thought that was going to be the end of the movie when they like set him loose, right? No,
Yeah,
no,
there's like more movie.
yeah, they finished the whole story, and I thought that was what they were gonna do in uh in this movie because I will say it, I don't think the Spot is strong enough of a villain to carry two films.
Well,
I,
that's why he's not the only villain.
yeah, I know, but I just I don't think he's got it. I don't think he's got the chops for that. I think
Like I think the movie is establishing who his enemies are, and they're basically everybody, as we
yeah,
come to find out. Everybody is against the the Miles Morales Spider-Man. But it's a really interesting like take on a story about the multiverse. It's
yeah.
honestly like this movie is just putting more shame on Multiverse of Madness as
I think
just
you
like
mean
a
I think you mean multiverse of midness. I think that's what you mean.
I mean, I think this is one of the instances where the title appropriately matches the state of the film, you know?
No, I don't think it was all that mad. I don't think there was all that much madness. I think it was pretty fucking contained. We got some like spooky moments from Sam Raimi, but like other than that, it was pretty much just like cookie
I'd say
cutter Marvel schlock.
the finished product was pretty spooky.
Yes, framing Wanda as like a horror villain was fucking tits. It was absolutely great. Um, but like there were a lot of parts of that movie that could have benefited from more Sam Raimi wackiness. You know, like
Yeah, like any authority
yeah, I
over the movie.
exactly,
But
exactly.
this movie had I
It
feel like it played into like the identity of the last movie
Yeah, it
in a way.
felt very very
It,
Lord and Miller. Um, would you agree with that?
what do you mean exactly by Lord and Miller?
Well, Lord and Miller did the both Lego movies, 21 Jump Street. I think they also did 22 Jump Street. Um, but it has their style, like their style of comedy. It was funny. The writing was similar. They a lot of times they just like they get into those scenes, right, where it's just like boom 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 with the punchlines, right, like they just hit you with them over and over and over. uh and there's a lot of like sight gags. um
Yeah, like honestly, the first time watching that movie, a lot of it is me thinking, "Damn, I really need to like watch this again because there's so
yeah,
much on screen visually that you have to keep up with
yeah,
that it's hard to keep up with." But
I just
like
don't think.
that improves the rewatchability
Yeah,
also at the same time.
I just don't think that the plot is really strong enough to have two films based on it, because like the whole idea of like
I mean,
specifically a police captain,
that's right.
specifically that has to die in every timeline. That feels fucking really really uh forced. That does not feel natural. um and uh also what is it, the I totally called they're not gonna let him save his dad, because Jeffy always dies. Either Jeffy has a real Harvey Dent arc where he either dies very early on or he lives long enough to see himself become the villain. Uh, because in Insomniac he dies real quick, but in like the actual like ultimate Spider or like the ultimate Marvel universe, he becomes like a huge anti superhero racist. And I think he blames. Last I heard, he blamed uh uh Miles for the death of his mom. So that's kind of fucked up. I
Did
don't know
he?
if that's correct. I don't read the comics, so but that was the last I heard. I Because I asked on Reddit, right, like if like for people who actually read the comics, right? I was asking if like do they ever go into the fact that a very prominent black character in the comics is named after the leader of the Confederate States of America, and if they ever like go into that, and apparently they do. Apparently, because like it's there's no accident that Miles goes by his mom's last name. I think that's like a Puerto Rican thing from what I've heard, and B, I think Miles and or Jefferson and Aaron's dad was very abusive, so I think Jeffy also was like, "Hey, let's not continue that name. Let's like break the cycle there." Um, so I think it's like a combination of factors, but like I've never heard anyone go into the fact that that's what they decided to name him. Um, but yeah, I think it is interesting to say the
Yeah.
least. I think if it was like a total like accident and if they never went into it, that would be a little bit tone deaf. But I think if it was intentional and they did address it, that would be really interesting to like hear about. Like that sort of like legacy, like being named after uh an oppressor of your own people. It's like how slaves used to adopt the last name of their masters, and it's all kinds of fucked up, you know.
Okay. Yeah, that
You
is
know,
interesting. I mean,
yeah. But yeah, I think I did call that. Did you have any other notes that you wanted to bring up?
uh, I don't know. I guess like there's like twists in the movie, you know, things
Oh
that
yeah.
like, but
Uh,
I don't know how like it can fully like I guess I kind of get it,
mhm.
but it's like okay, they tracked the DNA from the spider that bit him and then sent him to a universe
Yeah,
at
because it
the end of
like
the movie.
mutated. It mutated and like crossed with his DNA.
Yeah.
But also, that would mean that the majority of Miles's DNA is like part spider now. Uh and he does not look like that. That would do some things to your body more than just making you sticky and making you invisible and giving you electricity powers. That would really fuck you up. Uh they actually I've actually seen this was a costume in the Amazing Spider-Man the video game. And I think it's from the comics as well. There's like a version of Spider-Man who like turns more into a spider. I think they call him like Man Spider, and he's got like fucked up spider face. Like one side of his face has like a fucking spider mandible. It's fucking dope. Look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, look it up, everyone, audience. It's fucking cool. Um, yeah, I would have liked to have seen that. That was cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I thought that was nifty. Uh, uh, that
Did
would
they
have been nifty.
did they nod to it
No,
or
they didn't. I think it was cool that they put it in that game. I think it would be nifty to see it in the next movie. It's like
yeah.
that would be cool. Like maybe Miguel O'Hara's like yo, let me whip out some of these fucking fucked up Spider-Men that we had to lock up from their universes because they're all fucked up, you know? I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I think they've got their own fucked up Spider-Man in that
Yeah.
movie though.
Yeah. There's a fucking Spider-Man T-Rex, and I think that's absolutely dope.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite Spider-Man. They
Yeah.
got the cowboy Spider-Man. They got the horse is a Spider-Man.
Yep. I mean, they don't. You don't want that. You don't want them to like get identified. You know,
No.
because I'm sure like horse girls can like tell apart their horses. You know, if they had two horses with the exact same coat, I'm sure a horse girl would be able to tell them apart. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
definitely.
Just like if you had like three if you had like a Jax Films situation, you had three dogs that look the exact fucking same.
You don't think he'd have like a secret identity?
Oh no, no, he does. I'm saying like he has the mask on the horse, right? Because if somebody from like his real life recognized his horse, he'd be like, "Oh shit!" He put two and two together, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's sort of my whole thing. But
I know. Don't you notice how these two people never appear in the same room?
right? Yeah,
This guy and his horse.
yeah. Me and Superman. You've never seen us together, you know? It's definitely a coincidence though that if you added an L, we would have the same name. You know,
Oh yeah.
definitely coincidence. Definitely, uh, yeah. Don't look into that any further.
Hmm. I mean,
What? Yeah.
I'm just trying to like wrap my head around everything that happened in this movie. I mean, the twist is sick. I thought that was like one of the most exciting parts to that whole movie.
Which twist?
That he
The
gets sent to a different universe.
Oh yeah, that was really well done. That was really well done. I like
They
that.
they really wait to tell you that.
But they don't. They don't. They show you Earth 42, but you have to like go back. You have to either be a really attentive moviegoer or someone who really likes the comics to recognize, "Hey, wait a minute. Earth 42 is not the Ultimate Marvel universe." Yeah.
Yes. Is the one that he's from the Ultimate Marvel universe? Is that
Yes.
what it is? Okay.
1610. 1610, yeah.
That's cool that they at least keep that part consistent. I guess they can't call it like 616.
Yeah, because that's Peter B's. That's Peter B. Parker's.
Oh, it's B
Yeah,
Parkers.
he is the prime Spider-Man in this uh canon.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
right? And I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if
At
you
least he's
noticed.
not dead.
True.
Like
Um
1610 Spider-Man. Oof.
yeah, Chris Pine, rip a real one. Yeah. Before we go to the commercial break, did you notice that Zoe Kravitz was in this movie?
No, I don't
She
know who
was in
she
the last
plays.
one too. She's Mary Jane in both universes.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird.
Nice.
I wouldn't, you know, they don't make her look like Zoe Kravitz. So, it's kind of
I
hard to tell. But
Yeah. They don't
yeah.
make they don't make her look like Haley Steinfeld.
That I was having trouble like hearing that voice coming out of her cuz I was like, yeah, I've seen this girl, you know. I've seen True Grit. I've seen Bumblebee. I saw Hawkeye, you know?
Yep.
I know what this person's voice and face sounds like, right? It was so weird. Um, Speaking of Haley Steinfeld, again, before we go into commercial break, because we do have to do that,
Hmm.
do you think she is going to make a cameo in the next Transformers?
No.
Yeah, I don't
There you
know.
have it.
I think they might mention her, because it's going to be taking place in the same reboot continuity as Bumblebee did.
I I know that, but I still don't think they're going to use her.
They might,
Or
yeah. I don't know if she'll make a physical appearance, but they might use like archive footage or uh, like, um, use her voice or something, or just mention her. I think they'll probably do that. Um, I don't know. I think it'd be cool. Are you
yeah,
looking forward to that too?
I am, but like I'm one of like five people looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I guess that does sort of settle it. We are gonna go see it for this show. So
oh, all right.
yeah,
I mean,
we'll go
no
see that.
complaints from me.
Uh, I think also. All right, so we have already done Guardians. I think it's probably too late to do Fast X. Um, but yeah, Transformers we can definitely do. Um, Indiana Jones, I want to do a rewatch with you next week. Um, Uh, and
Ugh,
then
which the movie?
all four, even Crystal Skull, because it is
Uh,
still gonna be canon.
okay. Well,
Yeah,
all right. That's a lot of movies to watch. I've already
yeah.
seen them. Like,
I know, but we
can
need
we
to
just
rewatch them.
can we just go off of what we know about
No,
the movies?
absolutely not. We're doing a rewatch. It's gonna be great. We
Uh,
oh no no what we should do? You know what we should do? I love how I'm coming up with this in the middle of the show. We should make like a movie commentary track, for all four and put it on our Patreon.
yeah.
Maybe make that like the $5 tier.
That's like so many movies.
It's four movies. It's
Yeah,
like 8 hours. This is not even that bad.
that's long, man.
8 hours over the span of like a week. It's not even that bad. You'll be
Oh,
fine. You'll be fine.
all right. Well,
And then I think the what I also want to do uh for what's it called? Um I want to do Barbie and Oppenheimer. Cuz they're coming
yeah.
out the same time. Yeah, I want to do Barbie and Oppenheimer. Uh we'll compare them since they're obviously very similar films, It's going to be impossible to tell the difference.
Yeah, we could just totally review those movies back to back and
Oh yeah,
it'll
same week. Same week. They're coming out the same day. I will pay for both of your tickets personally out of my wallet. I will pay for that for
just
you to go see both of them
just to
one
see
after the other.
Just to see Barbie.
Yeah, Barbie, you go see Barbie first and then Oppenheimer second, and I will see Oppenheimer first and then Barbie second.
But why? This seems even more complicated. Why add this extra complication
Because
to
we have to see it on the same day. That's the meme. That's the funny. That's the funny. Audience, you must understand. That's the funny. The funny is very important.
All right then.
Yeah.
I'm
All
very
right. Speaking of audience, ad break time. Goodbye. This episode has been generously sponsored by skunknuggetparenting.com, run by my own talented mother. Parenting is hard. Sometimes kids and parents are like night and day. It can be very hard to get on the same page with them, and a lot of parents have anxiety that maybe they're doing it all wrong. Luckily, there is a service out there that can help. Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions is a company that provides parent coaching services, resource referrals, and psychological profiling, along with 24/7 phone and text access in an all virtual program. Plus, the first consultation is free. In order to get this amazing service, please visit skunknuggetparenting.com. That is skunknuggetparenting.com. Thank you to Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions for sponsoring this episode. Thank you all for listening. And now, back to the podcast. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for sticking around. So as we were, I brought this up in between recording sessions, or not recording sessions, but like while we were ending that recording and starting this one.
That's right.
I brought up that Maxwell is extremely lucky that he lives in New York City, uh, and I don't normally mean that because I would consider that awful, but in the
Those
specific
are two different ways to think.
yeah in the specific uh area of the fact that he gets to go like he's right next to the best opera house in the country. He because he can go see like operas in person, like that's fucking dope, right?
Yep.
Because I've toured it. I used to go to school in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, right? And it was like a fairly nice private school. I went there for like a year. And one of our like uh units was like one of our like English units was based on this book where I think some kids spend either the night or the weekend in the Metropolitan Art Museum, like
Cool.
like the place where they have like the Met Gala, um,
Yep.
and uh, so we went there and we toured it right for like a field trip one day.
Yeah.
Like we got, we missed a whole day of school and we drove all the way up to New York from
Yeah.
South Central Pennsylvania
Because
to
that's what you did.
yeah, and we went all the way there. We toured the Metropolitan Art Museum, and then after that, because we still had time and we wouldn't want the drive to take up more time than the time we actually spent in New York City, we went to the Metropolitan Art Museum and we toured that. Or what? No, I already said that. We toured the Metropolitan Opera House.
Okay. After the museum.
Yes, yeah, and it was so fucking cool. It is one of the most gorgeous buildings in the entire country, right? Like I'm not much of an architecture guy, but it very is it very much is like well laid out, well planned, um, and just
From an
absolutely
objective
gorgeous.
standpoint.
Yeah, yeah, it is very much designed with beauty in mind, but also very functional. Um, it's like the way it's like laid out. There's like a rotating stage, right? And like it's like acoustically designed, right? There's like so many different like functional parts, but also it is very well laid out and like very gorgeous looking. So it's that mixture of form and function, and it's really fantastic. And I it really inspired me to get into opera, and uh so like I've seen operas on like the movie theater screen because they have those things at like movie theaters. If you like go like before the like normal previews start, there'll be
Yeah.
like Fandango presents Madame Butterfly at the Metropolitan Opera House. And yeah, it's yeah. I think opera is a fantastic storytelling medium, and I think you're fucking so lucky that you have the Met right next to you and you don't fucking use it.
I mean, I've seen operas. I just like they probably won't excite you. Like I think I saw um this famous Christmas opera there one time. I don't know.
Uh you mean the Nutcracker? Cuz technically that's a ballet.
No, it's
Hmm.
Nutcracker. It
Hmm.
was an actual opera.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. Okay, I've seen some shit. I'm just
I,
trying
I
to
mean,
point that fact out, you
I
know?
mean, you make it seem like it was like a traumatic experience and
No, it
not
wasn't traumatic, but like it happened, you know? Like I got
yeah,
to see that.
yeah.
So,
Uh I think they really put their whole uh Metussi in Turandot. I saw that in theaters and that was fucking sick. Literally one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen. Just the fact I said this last night. I was having a conversation. I said this last night and I'll say it again. Um I think that maybe like the writing of like musical theater and like stage production in general um peaked like a few hundred years ago, but
yeah, it
like
didn't
the
get better than that.
I better than Shakespeare, no. I think
You think nothing in the past 300 or more years since Shakespeare has not been of
Shakespeare was
notable
500.
quality?
Shakespeare
Okay,
was 500. He was in the 1500s.
my point still stands.
I
Nothing
I
in the
don't
past
think
500 years has come close in a standard of quality to Shakespeare's product.
I don't think so.
I
I
have to
think
disagree.
I think in terms of in like pure prose, no like musical type stuff. I think as far as just like normal stage productions go, I don't think anyone can beat the broad mass market appeal that Shakespeare has, right? Like,
Yeah, because
uh,
Shakespeare's appealing to the market.
he's got dick jokes, he's got fart jokes, he's got high level drama and emotional stakes. Uh, he really had something for everyone, and that's why all his works have lasted so long, is because they
Because
are
of all
all
his dick jokes.
right. Yeah, the dick. Uh, from Ur to Ur we ripe and ripe, and from Ur to Ur we rot and rot, and thereby hangs a tail. That's fucking awesome. You know, I think we lose something uh, in that they are not performed in the original pronunciation as much anymore because nobody understands it.
Well, no
But
one
if
how
they,
people also don't know how to act it. My take.
yeah, it takes a lot of training to be able to do that. I probably couldn't do it, honestly. Uh, uh, yeah,
But
I
it's but it definitely like is something you have to train yourself to
yeah, but
to
if you
understand
can,
because people don't fucking talk like that anymore.
no, like the closest you'll get to it is like talking to someone from like the very northern part of England, right? It sounds very familiar to how like the stereotypical pirate sounds. That's how it sounds. Basically everyone sounded like a fucking pirate back then.
Oh
uh
yeah.
yeah. And if you'll notice it, right, if you think about it, um parts of that sort of like pronunciation still sort of exist in like very strange places, right? um what I've noticed is in Jamaica, the like Jamaican accent sort of has like bits and pieces of that little like original pronunciation twang, right? Like parts of it almost sound Irish because the British held on to Jamaica for so long, for like a few hundred years. Um, they were they were there, right, and they were like teaching the people who live there English, and like
Yeah.
so they were mixing it into Jamaican Creole, right? And so Jamaican Creole, when spoken with a Jamaican accent, you can hear little bits of that, and I think that's very interesting linguistically, and I think that's my big nerd moment for the day. Other than the fact that we literally just talked for like 40 minutes about fucking Into the
Spider-Man.
Spider Verse or
Yeah.
Across the Spider Verse. Yeah, yeah, but
I mean,
I
that part's
yeah,
pretty cool too. That they carried some sort of culture
yeah,
from the whether they wanted to or not.
yeah, and I definitely think they didn't want to. Even
Oh,
yeah, even though my ancestors actually took part in that, I'm like a distant cousin, like one of my uh, uh 7 generations back great uncle, because he was the brother of my ancestor. They were my ancestor and her brother were like second cousins thrice removed from uh, uh, Captain Morgan of Captain Morgan. Like the rum is based on a dude named Henry Morgan, and he was like a English privateer who got like the governorship of Jamaica, and so like they made like a Jamaican rum thing, because that's actually where rum comes from. It comes from Jamaica. It's like a
Jamaica.
yeah, it's like a
Okay.
fermented sugar. It's like fermented like cane sugar. Um, and so they made a rum brand named after him because he was, like you'll look at like look at the fucking guy. He's so recognizable, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
he definitely helps for like brand recognition. Um, but yeah, even even though like people I'm related to were taking part in that, they definitely the Jamaican people definitely did not want that. I can tell you
No.
that for a fact.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, you know who came out on top in the end then? Just trying to ask
Uh
the real questions here.
Probably still
Culturally,
Britain. Yeah,
damn it.
probably still Britain.
That is not the answer I was looking for. That's bad.
Like
That's not good.
economically, quality of life, that sort of thing. Although I admit I definitely respect like the average Jamaican person more than I respect the average British person. You know?
Oh, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
Maybe
right
that's
then.
because I'm American and I'm down to clown with any uh British motherfucker who wants to throw hands. I'm down to clown, but
Yeah, you will fight them.
I will. I will. On behalf of America, once more, we will get a fucking three-peat on your fucking limey asses. Your fucking lobster backs. Get out of here.
Oh
Get the
damn.
fuck out of here. That's right. That's right. I'm whipping out the old-timey anti-British slurs. I'm whipping out that 1700s drip, bro.
Damn.
Yeah.
Some real hate on the Brits and some standing
I mean, I think
for
they kind of deserve it.
Jamaicans.
I think they kind of deserve it. You know, I they deserve it. They deserve it. Have you seen what their country's like? It's fucking
I've been
cringe.
there.
It's cringe.
You know, fish and chips, not really the hype. I've learned that like these people talk about how great their food is, and this isn't just fish and chips. I'm looking at freaking poutine
Beans
here as
on
well.
toast. Oh, poutine. Well, poutine is Canadian, but yeah,
I
I
know,
agree.
but
I
like
agree.
this signature brand of like food from their country
Yeah.
is like just filler. I can't comprehend people making a lifestyle of eating this. I mean, maybe they don't know how to make their own food.
I
Like
don't
it's
think they
just
do. I also don't think it grows there. Um, yeah, I think the thing that with the most flavor that actually grows in like England is strawberries in like the Cheddar Bay, like
yeah.
the area. Yeah, they apparently have huge like just fields of strawberries, and apparently they're very good. Um, I, if I was to go to England or to the UK in general, I would mostly try and stay like in Scotland and Ireland, Scotland and Northern Ireland. Uh,
Is that
uh,
right?
yeah, and then um, I would only go down into England either to fly back home or to go to the village of Cheddar and eat like nice fresh strawberries straight off the vine in like authentic cheddar cheese fondue because it's so, oh my god. If like I will say that like when you think of like, ooh, dipping strawberries in warm cheese, ew, that's kind of gross. I think the main reason, because I've tried it before, right? The main reason why you might think it's gross is because there's like a big temperature imbalance. But if you're getting like strawberries fresh off the vine, they've been sitting in the summer sun all day, right?
Yeah.
And you put that in some nice warm fucking cheddar cheese fondue. Tell me that doesn't taste fucking good, right?
I
I,
mean, I I'd have to imagine it does.
like yeah, just
It
like
sounds
imagine
sounds
those two
good.
flavors together.
All right.
Yeah. God. Oh. Oh. Yeah. I have a very
You have a palate.
active I do. I have a very active imagination when it comes to food, right? Like I can very easily like combine those like flavors in my head. Uh I'm a bit of a gourmand. What can I say? I'm a bit of a gourmand, you know?
Yes.
I'm a I have a palate. I'm refined. Sue me. If that's a crime, call me criminal.
That
Uh
palate includes hating on the Brits,
You're
by the way.
goddamn right it does. You are goddamn right it does. Fucking beans on toast. I'll tell you. The best fish and chips I ever fucking had. You know where it was? You know where it was? South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina. The
Yep.
cod or the cod that they use isn't even fucking fresh caught there. It's just fucking good. You know, they fry it real nice.
It's just good. It's just better.
Yeah, it's just they know how to do it here. America is fucking genius. I love this country. There is no other country on earth where I would want to live more than this one. It is as close to perfect as you can possibly get.
Yes. It's pretty nice. We got a pretty good thing going on here. I'd
I
say
agree.
I can comfortably get fish and chips here and not be like disappointed
Oh yeah.
like I will be traveling overseas.
You can
You even pay for a ticket, you know? So
you
it's
can
ridiculous.
you can get anything you want here, right? Like
Mhm.
literally anything you can think of, you can get it in the boundaries of the United States and its overseas territories, right? Like you want island living, uh what is it? St. Thomas and St. Croix, I believe. Those are the uh the American Indies.
Oh yeah.
Puerto Rico and the Florida Keys. If you want desert, go down to the Southwest. They got like several. There's Mojave, Sonora, whatever you want. They got it. You got mountains? Take your pick. We got Rockies and we got Apps. Pick one.
That's right.
Uh,
They span several states.
yeah. If you want flat, fucking, we got you. We got you. Like the majority of our fucking country's flat. There you go. You know,
There you go.
right? We got good beaches and Pacific beaches. What's not to love?
Yeah. The Pacific beaches are not good.
Fuck every Pacific beach and fuck the Pacific Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is where it's at. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you live on the Pacific coast, but fucking stay mad about it. At every point of latitude, they've done this, right? They've checked. At every single point in latitude, the Pacific Ocean is colder than the Atlantic. The Atlantic is nice and fucking toasty. It's great. The perfect ocean. Literally the perfect ocean. Top 10 best oceans. Number 1, Atlantic. Number 2 through 10, every fucking thing else. Yeah,
Heard.
you love it. You
All right.
gotta love it. I'm a big Atlantic guy. What can I say? What can I say? You know,
Yeah.
I got taste. I got a refined fucking palate. You know, and if that's a crime, call me a criminal.
That's
Call me a
well,
goddamn criminal.
it's good to hear where you stand, because like we don't often get opinions from people who live so far from an ocean.
I was born closer to an ocean than you were. $10 says. $10
Really?
says.
Then
Do you know what
Manhattan.
hospital you were born in? Do you know what hospital you were born in?
I mean, yeah, but like what's the point? Like the
Uh,
what is the argument here?
I'm
I'm just
arguing that
curious.
I was probably born closer to the ocean than you were.
Yeah, I think I was pretty close. I think
I think that's like.
I think I was like 3 blocks from the ocean,
Do you
you know?
consider a bay part of the ocean?
I mean, I suppose I am.
Because the hospital I was born in is in between two bays, and then if you cross, it's sort of on like a peninsula-ish type thing where it's like surrounded by three bays. Um, and if you went a little bit further past like the bay to the east, you'd be in the Atlantic Ocean. And then if you went a little bit north, you'd be in the Chesapeake Channel. So either way, very very close to the ocean. So I know my oceans. I I may live far away from one now, but I know my fucking oceans, and
All right.
the Atlantic is the best one. Top top one top 1% Atlantic.
Yes.
Easy.
You stand it.
I absolutely. Um, yeah. I mean, the Caribbean is nice. The Gulf of Mexico is nice, but just the normal Atlantic Ocean can't fucking beat it. Cannot beat it. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. It's utterly fantastic. You know, just the best.
We gotta move on from these three things.
I can't.
Loving the
I
Atlantic,
can't.
hating this Pacific, and hating British people.
I
Can we?
can't. I can't move on from that. You know what? You know what? Before we go on to the big red button, I have a proposal. How about we take the entire just all right, no, not the entire UK, but just England. We just take it out and put it in the Pacific, right? So then we don't have to deal with either of them.
Yeah.
How do we feel about that? I think that's a pretty good idea.
How would that be us not dealing with it? Aren't we already not dealing with it?
No, but then we even more wouldn't have to deal with it because then they're just out in the middle of the Pacific, and then they can fully understand how pointless they are, just as a country.
Oh shit.
England is like the most pointless country. It is, and it's an absolute paper tiger militarily. Economically, it's not really doing anything. And it still has a fucking king, right? It's fucking cringe. But
Yes.
as soon as you tell them that they're fucking cringe, they're like, at least we have school shootings in it, with their stupid fucking accent and their bad fucking teeth, right? And if you look at it, if you look this up, right? If you look up what most people say is the least attractive country, it's always either Ireland or the UK. Always. Always. And I'm inclined to agree. Specifically just because of England. England fucking blows.
Well, that's
Uh,
some tough shit.
I'm declaring independence from England. Yet again. It's like renewing our vows, right? You know, we have to
yeah.
we have to send them a second declaration of it'll be the declaration of continued independence, where we say, we know we're already independent from you, but here's why we're never coming back. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
We need to like really hammer it in, guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want them getting the wrong fucking idea. You know, we may be buddy now, but that's because if we weren't, fucking the whole fucking continent of Europe would fall apart, right? Just remember, we are the fucking glue holding your whole continent together, right? Y'all don't want to play with us. So, if you're a European person and you're like listening to this, I would say, hey, go thank an American today. Like just find one and say thank you.
Say hey.
You're and you know and you know what we'll say? We'll say you're welcome. You're welcome. You don't have to wait till 4th of July. You don't have to wait till Independence Day. Just find an American anywhere and just say thank you, you know? Yeah. We like to hear it sometimes cuz
That's so American of you. Okay.
I mean, it's so European of them to not say thank you for all that we do for them. So, I think they should practice a little bit of gratitude, you know? Practice some manners. How about that? Yeah. Find an American, go say thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, you don't have to thank us. We already know. But yeah, you're welcome.
So sick.
Do you have a big red button? Also, I'm gonna remind you again. You need to do that Han Solo dance.
All right.
Like before Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep hounding you.
Yeah.
You need to go to the store and pick up the outfit today.
Okay. Well, I'm not picking up an outfit. I'm not spending new money that I don't have.
We said we had to dress like Han Solo.
I will put on something, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna buy new clothes to do it.
Do you have a black vest and a white long sleeve shirt?
I probably have a white shirt.
All right, white shirt and brown pants. Do like the or like a blue jacket and like
Yeah.
black
Do I?
pants. Do like the Empire Strikes Back look. Yeah,
Yeah.
do that. All right. Do you have a big
Slash
red
Return
button?
of the Jedi.
Oh yeah. Well, he doesn't have the jacket in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. But
Um,
he's still wearing the same clothes he wore 2 years ago.
yeah, he was yeah still in the shirt. I think yeah same stuff. But yeah, uh, yeah. Make sure you do that before Sunday. I want to
Okay.
post that. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Big red button. Big red button.
Big red button.
Do you have a big red button?
Um, you. Um,
I have one. I
you
have
got
one.
one. You have one right now.
Yes.
Challenge accepted.
You get beachfront property for the rest of your life, rent free, tax free, completely free.
But it's in England.
But it's in England in the Pacific Ocean.
Uh, like where would you go? You would just live. You would just live nowhere. Is that what you're implying?
I mean, if you think that Britain or if you think that England is nowhere, I'm not going to disagree with you.
Well, I think the middle of the Pacific is nowhere.
All right, how about you get a beachfront property, but it's either in England or in the middle of the Pacific Ocean?
Um, I mean, it would be fine. I'd probably press the button and like I would have it, you know, and it would have this like pro that it's free and this con that it's either part of England or in the middle of the Pacific. But, that would be nice to have for a little bit until like the oceans claim that property in 50 years.
Yeah, I would
So,
say it might be better to have it in England, but only marginally so
yeah,
because like, Pacific Ocean is prone to tsunamis, earthquakes, that sort of thing.
you wouldn't be able to get rid of the smell of England.
Yeah, but you also yeah, that is also true. That is also true. Um yeah. And you wouldn't be able to enjoy the beach either fucking way because for 99 or for like 90% of the year it's too fucking cold in both places.
Yeah,
Yeah, fucking sucks.
so it would just be worthless.
Yeah. Atlantic best ocean 100%. Um if the Atlantic Ocean ran for president, I would vote for them. Like just the body of water.
Yeah,
I would
an
I would vote for
ocean
them.
you can trust.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. When was the last time the fucking Atlantic Ocean did a big fucking tsunami and murdered everyone? The only thing it
Never.
does is hurricanes.
Case closed.
Exactly. Exactly. Go basically go fuck yourself Pacific Ocean, go fuck yourself England. Good night everybody. uh um uh we should probably thank our patrons. Hi Justin Connor, thank you for being uh uh such a loyal patron. You've been here for quite a while, and we really appreciate it. You've been here.
Yes.
Let me see how many months you've been on here, right? Because that's crazy. Uh,
In
I don't
like a
know if
great
it'll.
way.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Do not take that as an insult. It's very appreciated.
We love your kind of crazy here
Yes,
around here.
absolutely. If you want to be that kind of crazy, we encourage it. Um, I think I'm pulling it up now. I'm pulling it up now. He has been on here since August of 2022. That's 10 months. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? But yeah,
We
thank you very much, Justin. Very appreciated. If you guys want a cool shout out like that, make sure you head on over to patreon.com/IIHS podcast, all one word. We actually have a Discord server. It's sort of my Discord server, but there's a patron tier where you can go like come in, you get like a special role. There's all like specific special channels just for subscribers and patrons, so that's pretty cool. So I would consider joining that. And then if you join the $5 tier, guess what? You get ad free early access to all these episodes. I'd
Boom.
say that's pretty cool.
Whoa.
So go ahead and hop in there, brother. You know, get in there, get in there. Give us money. If you want to reach out to us on our social medias, uh, at IIHS Podcast, all one word, on both Twitter and Instagram. I'm still looking into Blue Sky, but I think we'll try and get in there eventually. So be on the lookout for that.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So head on over there if you want to. Uh, uh, you know, eventually we'll be there. We'll be there eventually because Twitter's going down the shitter.
Twitter down the shitter.
They ought to rename it to shitter. Honestly, that's what it is. I'm not the first person to make that joke, and I won't be the last, but they really ought to. But yeah, if you want to do like Q&A, topic suggestions, be updated when we post a new thing, that's the best place to do it. But other than that,
Other than that,
I think that's just about it for this week. Thank you guys very much for listening, and we'll be talking to you guys next week from my brand new house. So,
oh shit. Look
yeah,
forward to that.
yeah, stay tuned.